So I am back and I'm going to keep this video like this. I was talking about babies, mostly babies and labor because of these groups that I'm a part of. And at one point I will say this, like I thought about, so I I was in an outpatient sort of mental health program, and I was there because I had gotten depersonalization in 2022. So I enrolled in this outpatient program by the name of Charlie Health. And through them, I was assigned a group, right? That we would meet certain days a week. And in this group, there was a girl that talked about how she wanted to be a doula. And at the time, I didn't know what that was. I'm like, I wonder what that is. And I looked it up. I finally know years later what a doula is. And I'm like, if only I'd known, I probably would have been a birth worker too. Like that would have been a great job for me because I love babies and everything. And so it's really cool because like getting to know her, you wouldn't think that, but she was talking about being a doula. She had a baby herself and whatnot. So I kind of like, I wanted to be so many things, but I just finding that out, I'm like, man, like could have been one of those. But honestly, this video, because I talked a little bit about babies and marriage and whatnot in the other video. So these are more of a return sit and chat. And I know that I need to be quick because, well, first, my phone could die. And then second, I could run out of room. So I realized that if this video cuts, then I'll be forced to do another one on my other phone. So, you know, I'm sorry, I was in the middle of deciding what to do, what to talk about, what to do. Okay, so I'm back, and I want to talk about anything really. I just feel like these should be more this is more of a sit chat, so I'll be random. There's no notes prepared. In future videos, I'd like to prepare notes, and I'd like for these videos to be better edited. But I do want to talk about like my Spider-Man project. I have my little guy. He didn't appear in the video, but I'm like not happy because I'm like, how am I going to show him? Oh my God. Okay, so I'm working on a short film. Again, I'm showing my nails a lot, and I'm just so happy about them. I did my nails in time for my short Spider-Man fan film, which is a tribute to the Spider-Man 2099 comics. And I did my nails in honor of Spider-Man. So they're purple. So I thought to myself, red and blue make purple. So they're kind of holographic, and they remind me a little bit of Spider-Man 2099. So I'm like, okay. And they're kind of claw-like too. And Miguel in his costume has claws. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I like this. So, and then my makeup, I got this red makeup palette it's all red. All red red colors, different shades of red. Maybe a yellow there, but I used some of it today. And yeah, and I talked about cosplaying for the premiere. Not all out, but just something inspired by the comic books. And I don't know, I think I'm just going to go in regular fashion. Like I'll get done up, but like, you know, I won't like go too out. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I probably do a Mary Jane inspired something, because I wanted to do a Gwen inspired outfit. But my Spider-Man 2099 fan film is a film that a series that I will start working on all the way up until December of this year, God willing, or whatever. My spirituality has changed, but I still say things like that, like God willing. But there's so much I have to do. There's a lot of film projects that I really want to tackle. And honestly, I wish I could do 40 at a time, 40 films. That's crazy. That is so crazy. Like, you have to be, nobody could ever do 40 films. But I just have so many ideas, and I want to just really work on some of these ideas. But still, it makes me frustrated because it's like, I want to work on these 3, but I have these 4 that I want to do too, you know? And so it's like I have to choose which one is going to work for me. And with the Spider-Man 2099 fan film, I'm kind of excited for that one because there are things that I want to do, especially with like the Thorites. And the Thorites, or the Church of Thor, are characters in the Spider-Man 2099 world that are, well, it's a church dedicated to Thor from Asgard. And in that world, superheroes are supposedly dead. So like the era of superheroes in our world, present time, is like a big thing. But in 2099, it's like it's dead. It's like, I guess people are more absorbed with, you know, tech than, you know, AI. I don't know. So yes, and there is AI technology involved in 2099. And I think that's very fitting, especially with our times, because AI is really getting strong in media and in different industries. So I think to myself, I'm like, wait a minute, this really ties in with our times. And so there's these films that I want to work on. I'm not going to say their names, but these are AI-centered films. So these are films dealing with AI. And it's so fitting. Again, just like Spider-Man 2099, it is fitting to do these films now because of our times, because of the growth of AI. And pretty much I'm learning from previous filmmakers in terms of doing this, because I know that when film first began, like when silent film became a thing, you know, there were, and the movies, the moving picture, the motion picture became an established thing. And movies were something that were they were more or less a commodity? Well, they became very central to society, or American society, right? And Hollywood was just really beginning to just grow after, you know, being born. And so like there were certain films done for these times, right? They were done in relevance to the times then. And I feel like that's kind of what I've been doing, is I've just been kind of learning even different decades, different decades. It's like there are certain films that were very suitable for whatever decade, right? And I know that like with the remakes, I think I saw a video or read somewhere that with these remakes, doing this is a gamble, or it's not a good thing, because when these films were made, they were very suitable for the times they were made in. Versus like if you try to revive a certain film that was meant for that time, or remake it's not going to really nail it. It's not going to really hit it in the park, if that makes sense. So I think to myself, it's like, that's kind of what I want to do. Is I'm learning from this. I'm learning on what mistakes not to make. And there are films that I am working on that are very suitable for our times, because I feel like it will very much really convey a lot to society in deep ways that we can learn. And I'm not saying I'm a Hollywood star, but I'm just saying that with my audience, with my small audience, and maybe if I, work with professionals one day. But I'm at least practicing this with my small tools, or my little tools. So Spider-Man 2099 is such a great project for the times, because there is opportunity to really expound, is that the right word? Expand on AI, and lessons behind AI. But there's another project that I'm doing, and it's Children of Zion, which is a Matrix fan film, which I definitely think that this project that I'm working on is very relevant and would teach me a lot in terms of like comparing their time with our actual time, with how AI became a thing. If you watch the Animatrix, it's pretty much history before the Matrix, right? So it goes over, especially with the second Renaissance, the episodes 1 and 2, it pretty much talks about how, or showcases how AI was then, right? And there were some very startling, like, correlations that I saw in the movie that I saw in real life too. It was really weird. I'm like, this is scaring me, because you had some bartender robots in the Animatrix, and then in real life I saw an event hosted by Elon Musk, and there were bartender robots there too, and I'm like, okay, this is getting a little bit freaky. You know, and something about a billionaire. Well, the billionaire in the Animatrix got murdered by a robot, but still they owned the robots. So you have billionaires that own robots, or AI robots, and the robots that were bartending at Elon Musk's party, they're AI robots. These are very smart robots, and so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, working on this is very important for me, because I think it's going to teach me some significant lessons on like what we should and should not do with AI. And pretty much the Matrix is that. I mean, I love the messages that have come forth from the films. I need to see the fourth one in full. I only saw a little bit, but like the first film I adore. I adore the first film. The last film, the third one, the one that I saw, where I last left off, not the fourth one, is sad, but also amazing. And I like how the fourth one, they kind of revived Neo and Trinity. Because like the third one, it was so hard to see them die. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. But I want to really work hard on this project, in terms of like the ideas that I have. And I feel like realistically, I might be ready next year to shoot some stuff for it, for Children of Zion, because what I want to do is like I want to read the books that the Wachowski sisters had read when they were making the Matrix, the Matrix, and the book that I found was Simulacra and Simulation. Simulacra and Simulation. And I started reading it, and it is Keanu Reeves is a brilliant mind, because he was able to read these very philosophical books about technology and whatever. And I read that he was able to really get it like that. And the other cast members struggled. And I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, whoa. But I love it. I love what it's talking about. But it's like, oh my gosh, I probably need to do a prerequisite of some sort of philosophical or philosophy course to be able to digest this. But I love it, because there are some things that were said, like the desert of the real. Welcome to the desert of the real in the Matrix. So they mentioned the desert of the real in Simulacra and Simulation. And there was something else that I highlighted and I liked, but I forgot. So what I want to do is read those books so that I can like really understand what went into the first set of films. And then, I guess there's the fourth one. The fourth one I think is more flexible. The first one is more like they included a lot of deep stuff. And I also want to find some AI books by myself. Like I don't want, because, like we're evolving with AI, and I'm sure there's other books that would really help enhance this project. But yeah, like I really want to work on it. I have music set up for music that I made and music that I found for my Children of Zion series. And then I guess I can move on from there. Then I have my vampire series. I have a bit of homework to do for that. I have a lot. I have a crazy amount of homework to do. I have to contact certain people. And then I have to do reading I have to read St. Thomas of Aquinas's work because my character, his name is Noah, and on the website I list different characters and their bios are under work or under construction. And Noah is somebody that is very familiar. Noah and other monks, he's a monk. Noah and other monks are very familiar with the works of St. Thomas Aquinas and other, Catholic philosophers and maybe mystics. And so I feel like it's very important for them to know this because it ties deep into dealing with the world of the supernatural, especially like with vampires. And it even enhances wisdom for them. So like with Blood Brothers, on surface level, like it may look sort of some way, but the core is supposed to deal with a lot of philosophy, especially tied to existentialism, or what it means to be alive and to exist. And so like there's so much homework I have to do for that. I even got a hold of this course that is all about existentialism, and like I need to do that so that I can know how to write some very good dialogue or convo for these characters. And then another set of homework is martial arts. So there's a lot of martial arts that plays a huge role in my vampire series because my huntsmen, they've been trained since they were kids to be able to hunt down and track vampires. So there's a system of martial arts that they know that's established by their guild or the organization they're part of that hunts vampires. So they have their own systems because there's different guilds according to whatever nation. So they have systems of martial arts set in place that's been evolving since the beginning or the foundation of their guilds. So it's like in the beginning, their fight styles looked closer to the Shaolin monks because the Shaolin monks helped the Catholic monks to establish this unique system of huntsmen to be able to hunt down vampires. So their moves looked a lot closer to the Shaolin monks and their fight styles. And even just strength and like methods or whatever. And then over time from like, it was established in 1900s. Like I think of the American Guild in my series. It was established in the early 1900s and then it's going through time. So it's like 1940s and different martial arts are being introduced. Then 60s, 70s is where Bruce Lee makes his entry in martial arts in our real world. But like in that world, it's a big deal. It's like it's further evolving. And so like then after a while, they begin to establish a set system of martial arts that works for hunting down vampires. For instance, I think, is it judo? I wrote one of the grappling martial arts is usually a no-no when it comes to fighting vampires in my series. Because, with these moves, I mean, if you're in close contact with a vampire in my series, it's opportunity for them to bite you, versus like with dealing with a person or a normal, regular person, you're not going to get bitten. Obviously, it's going to be messy and they're going to try and get themselves away from you. But with a vampire, if you put them in a lock, if you get them very close, it's a great opportunity for them to bite their prey, or their opponents. And so like with the guild, with my films, the teachers are like, okay, this is something that can be useful, but it's not encouraged because of the dangers and the consequences that can come from doing that with these guys, and so like there's all these this homework that I have to do. I love martial arts in general. I love fight science. I just love fight. I don't watch UFC a lot. I should, but I admire and respect UFC fighters a lot. I just don't like the very arrogant ones. I will say that, like the ones that are very cocky and think they can talk crap to anybody. But I really like very humble. I just like fighters in general, any martial artist, whether it is in the UFC or like, my stomach, Shaolin monks, those that know Kung Fu, like in China, And here, everywhere, different parts of the world. You know, capoeira. I think of capoeira, Wing Chun, Wing Chun. I think Wing Chun, Wing Chun. I'm thinking of other boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Silat. I think it's called Silat, Krav Maga. And there's so many. There's a lot of different martial arts. Aikido. I think Aikido, and then what's the other one? Aikido, one of those. Ninjutsu. What is? I'm just naming what I know in my head. Iyado sword, like working with the katana and being able to do the Iyado style. So there's like the Ken. Oh my God. I like Iyado. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's the one where you like kind of flip your katana. You can do unique sword tricks with it. But it's all about slicing, you know, and whatever. And then there's the one, I can't name it off in my head. Then there's there's a Chinese sort of martial arts. There's this Chinese sword style that I used to know because you see it a lot in the film Hero, starring Jet Li and Donnie Yen and Tony Leung. But that specific style of martial arts, I wanted to learn how to do because I also wanted to go to classes. And so these different styles are in my series. Like there are different characters that can do these different types of martial arts and even mix them up together in a system that works for them, right? And then you have weapons too. I really like Iko Uwais, I'm sorry, I always botch up his name. I love that martial arts. I think it's Silat. But the raid, basically. So just that type of, you know, martial arts is amazing. And I was getting to know the knife style. I'm forgetting all these terms. I think because of today with my brain and experiencing vertigo, I'm forgetting these terms. But I know that he had a karambit for one of the scenes in the raid or the raid 2. I think it's the raid 1. The raid 1. So he had a karambit and he was doing a certain style that I knew days ago and I forgot. And yeah, so there's all these different types of martial arts. I mean, any martial artist that sees this, you know way better than me. You know 1,000 times better than me. But just to be able to come up with a system that works for the guild or the guild nations, because there's the American guild, there's the British guild, there's the guild in China, there's a Chinese guild, and they're very different from each other, even though they have the same missions. They have their own unique systems of fight against vampires. But they are like each other in terms of like structure and organization and like leaders. So I will put a link to my vampire series so that you can get to know it and check it out. And for any actor or actress that sees it, that's in Chicago, get a hold of me if you want to be a part of that. I did get somebody. I got somebody to be a part, and there's one other person that I want to join too. And then for my Spider-Man 2099, I think I got somebody too to portray a Thorite. And yeah, so there's a lot. My goal next year, I wanted to work on a Dragon Ball Z short film. So that's next year. That's set for next year. And for that, I really want to plan that. I've wanted to do a Dragon Ball Z short film for a long time. And in this short film, I had a couple ideas. I wanted to do a fight scene between Android 18 and somebody. And then I wanted to do a tribute scene to Gohan and Trunks. Like Trunks is talking to Gohan about what he wants to do in life, because I know that Gohan was like he was very smart in the series. Like, he was somebody that he accomplished something. I forgot what it was, but he was really smart. And then he ended up dying, and Trunks was devastated by his death. But he remembered Gohan, and I think Gohan talking to him about what he wanted to do. I think for DBC fans, I don't really remember. Am I wrong? Is there an episode dedicated to that? Because I think I saw the scene, only I may not remember the complete context. I did watch DBZ as a kid. I was a big fan, and I still am. Like, if I was big, I've said to myself, no, I won't say it. I won't say it. I won't say who I'd pick, because it's my like, I guess, like, secret. It might be contested. Okay, I will say who I would pick if I was huge. To portray Goku, I'd pick Simu Liu. He's perfect for him, because he's somebody that can balance both serious and funny. And Goku is the same way too. And I know that I saw a Reddit group that was like, no, I wouldn't pick Simu Liu, I'd pick so and so. I'm like, what? What's wrong with him? He is perfect for Goku. And speaking of Spider-Man, the new one that's coming out Friday, the director, like, I would love to direct it, but I know that people be like, what are you doing? You did it. I'd still do it. I would not let the fans down. I would not be playing any games. I'd tell fans if I were big, I'm like, I'm a fan too. What? Like, do not think that I'm going to botch this up. I'm listening to y'all. I'm a fan as well. But I think Destin Daniel, the guy directing this Spider-Man, I think that he would be great to direct DBZ. I think he would be perfect, because I saw a fight clip he did with, he did Shang-Chi. So there's Shang-Chi. So he'd be great. And then there's one guy that I follow. He makes fight films. His name is Christopher something. And he goes by Riven X on Instagram, and I've been following him for a long time. And I loved the Street Fighter film that he did. And he did a couple Naruto stuff, and it was amazing. And I think he would be such a great action cinematographer for DBZ. And I think he worked with Simu Liu for a fight film. So that would be the perfect Goku. And I would definitely choose him. But I think I would not be playing games with that film if I was big. But I want to do a short film version of DBZ. And I just want to give Gohan and Trunks the tribute that I imagine in my head. And I do want to do the Android 18, like, sort of fight film. I just want to do fight films in general. Like, I've been wanting to do fight films for years. I'm slow and shy in finding stunt fighters, but I follow a bunch of stunt fighters and stunt production teams here and there. And I admire them so much. I think they're amazing. I think what they do is incredible. And I'm over here sitting where I live and watching their videos, and I'm like, you guys, you don't understand the stuff you make. It beats a lot of Hollywood films. You guys are incredible. Like, whoa. But I've been wanting to make fight films, and I found some martial artists that I can make some stuff with. But yeah, okay, so I think I've spoken for a little bit, and I guess I'll leave it here, because I'm still recovering from vertigo, and I can't really function. My gimbal died on me, and I feel tired. I'm also really hungry. And so I guess with the next set of videos, what I want to do is make sure to have my notes. I've been saying I would do this, and I got to really stick to it. And then I might shoot a different location. I have a different library in mind, because the lighting in here is okay. And the lighting there was actually really nice. So in the meantime, as I end, you can go ahead and go to my personal website and get to know a little bit about me there. And then through that website, you can get to know my other affiliations. So I have my films, my film platform, and then Blood Brothers, my vampire series, which has its own website. Then I have my music, which you can listen to at any time, take your time. And then I have my mental health website that you can check out. So there's different things that you can check out. You can read my blogs, and then I do want to make sales in the future. And then I have my gallery website, so my photography. If you are in Chicagoland and you're an aspiring model, please reach out to me because I want to work with aspiring models. And I'm doing a free headshot series at the time of making this video for actors that are new or graduate or struggling, only in Chicago. So if you are looking for headshots, and they're mostly outdoors, I'm just trying to grow my portfolio. If you are looking for headshots, please feel free to contact me and we'll work something out. And I'm mostly looking to shoot in the Evanston location, Evanston, Illinois location. But I can get out to downtown Chicago. Excuse me. But feel free to follow me. And also, hey, this movie's coming out, so I can't wait to watch it, and I can't wait to work on my own stuff. So wish me luck, and bye-bye, and take care. Thank you so much for watching.